How are we doing, everybody? Welcome, welcome. Thanks for joining us today. Got myself and my colleague here, Bobby, as well. He'll be manning the chat, so if you have any questions at all, don't hesitate to reach out. You can just add a couple comments in there. Any questions, we'll be answering all of those at the end as well. But we'll just give it a couple minutes here, wait for a few more attendees to join in. Welcome to everybody who's just joining. Hey there, Julia. Thanks so much for joining in. Looks like we've got a couple more people jumping in here, so we'll just give it another few minutes. We've got a few more people joining in there, Bobby, on your side.
Yeah, things are looking good here, Max. I think we are ready to go if you want to kick it off.
Awesome, fantastic. Well, first and foremost, guys, once again, thank you all for joining. Appreciate you making the time. I know you've got a lot on your plates coming up. I'm really excited for market next week. I know there's a lot of prep that goes in beforehand, so appreciate you just all scheduling some time aside to dive into today's webinar. Really put this together to help you and your retailers, just give you a bit more of a recap in terms of who we are, how we can help you, and deliver results for you guys. We're going to be going over a couple of awesome case studies as well, things that have worked with other retailers that we're working with, and how we've supported marketing specialists as well. So to kick this off, foot traffic and online sales in 2023. No fluff today, no BS. These are all real results. And obviously, myself and Bobby are going to be here to answer any questions, just run through this as well. So first and foremost, this is for you if you want to get your dealers real lasting results with a key focus on more foot traffic in their locations and also those all important online sales. Also, if you've been confused about digital marketing, I know there's a lot going on, potentially lots of people reaching out to you saying they can help, but we're here to really make things simple and make things easy for you guys as well. We also want to go over what's working today, not what worked a couple of years ago. The industry is always changing. And as you see with your dealers and retailers, we want to make sure that we're giving you up-to-date information so you can help them and we can continue to support you as well. No fluff there, no theory. These are all real-world case studies. So during the presentation, as I said, we'll cover real-world cases. If you do have any questions, please put them in the chat. Bobby will be sure to kind of go over those, answer any immediate questions, or I'll be more than happy to answer them at the end. So also be sure to stick around to the end. This is going to be around that 25 to 30 minute mark. We're going to go over some Q&As, but also we've got some awesome deals for you and your dealers as well at the end of this to make sure that you get more value out of working with us. So why the HOTH first and foremost? We have been consistently generating results for our clients for years. We're not new to this space. Although we kind of cut our teeth working with a whole range of different niches, we've really narrowed down and specialized, certainly on my side of things, working in the furniture industry. And we've been helping out other retailers, whether it be selling more sectional sofas or just getting more established presence in their local areas. So a little bit more about us as well. We're a fast-working, fast-growing, and hard-working company. We're always there and want to make sure that we support you. HOTH stands for hit them over the head with awesomeness, and we really embody that with our customer service. We're here to take heavy lifting off of your plate, make sure that your retailers are supported at every stage of their marketing journey and ultimately see awesome results as well. And we believe results are for everyone. It doesn't matter whether it's a smaller local retailer that's just looking to get a couple more people in their door, or a larger retailer that has multiple locations. Equally, if those competitive locations are a little bit harder to kind of match. So if we're looking in some of the bigger cities and you've got retailers there that have got multiple locations, we can help them too. So equally, if they've just set up a website or they've had a website for years, we want to make sure that they have the knowledge and understanding and are able to get the most out of their performance. So a little bit first and foremost in terms of some of the problems that we've seen that lots of marketing specialists have come to us and retailers have emphasized again and again. They need more foot traffic and they need more online sales. So with that in mind, we've come up with some really clear solutions for you to be able to give to them from us. Just a little bit before we get into that, why is that important? Why is what we do important? The leading sources where people search for products and services. You probably know this from your own searches, especially in recent years. It's search engines, it's going online. People are always looking for the most convenient option. They're looking for the closest option. That's why what we do has so much value in terms of supporting them and their website. And then further from that, the even more important fact is if they're not showing up in these top positions within Google, you can see a huge drop off in terms of the amount of people that are going to find themselves on their website or even getting to their storefront as well. So it's really important that we get your dealers and retailers at the very top of Google. So what are those solutions, Max? In summary, very clear front, we've got two here. So HOTH, which is SEO, that's search engine optimization, and this is entirely focused towards increasing that local foot traffic. Your dealer's in X location and they want to attack another town. They want to steal some traffic from another competitor in the local area. How do we go about doing that? How do we go about driving that? That's really what this service is there for. On the other side, a dealer comes to you and says, hey, you know, we've got this website, we've paid a lot of money for this, but it's not generating any online sales. We really want to be selling more sectional sofas. We want to be selling more mattresses. When people come to our website for those kind of 4th of July or seasonal sales, how can we get those sales through our website? And we've got a very clear service for that, and that is HOTH PPC on the right-hand side here. So I'm going to be going into a little bit more detail about those and some furniture-specific case studies towards the end of this presentation as well. So just to give you a bit of an understanding in terms of what that looks like functionally when you're looking at Google and when you're discussing this with your retailers. HOTH, we're looking at these organic searches at the top here. Whenever you type in a term, so in this instance, we're looking at an example from Canales, so furniture in Irving in Texas. Those top results are where people are seeing them. You can see on the right-hand side, they even have this location aspect in there. Google wants to show people the most valuable results. But the question is, how do we get them there? How do we get them to the top so that they can get the most value and get people coming in their storefront and their locations? HOTH PPC. So when a retailer comes to you and says, hey, we want to sell, exactly as I said, more gray sectional couches. How do we do that? Well, what we do is use our PPC services to put them at the forefront here, to advertise that specific product. This is going to be really important for you guys coming into market whereby, you know, they may be buying a whole host of new stock and we want to get rid of some of that older stock, or we want to push some of the new product that they've just bought. We can do this for anniversary sales. We can do this for any of those seasonal sales that they are having throughout the year to make sure that we're getting really granular here and selling very specific products that have high ROI for them and value for you guys as well. So the strategy and process we use. Now, this is specific to HOTH. If you have any questions in terms of the PPC side, be sure to book a call. But furthermore, this is the HOTH kind of strategy that we go through. First and foremost, there's always an audit. We break down the kind of key details to do with their site and see how the site is currently doing. Next, we're going to pick out some easy win opportunities. So after a discussion of, hey, this is where we want to position the business, this is the location we want to position the business, we're going to find those easy win opportunities for them. Next, a keyword gap analysis. What we're really doing here is saying, hey, your competitors are getting value in a certain area and you're not. What is that gap and how do we match up to that? How do we get ahead of your competition? And then we develop a customized strategy from there. This is going to be individual to each website. There's no set packages with us. We're looking at each individual retailer's website and providing them the products, services, time and energy from our team that is going to generate them the absolute best results for their specific goals. So you ready to go? So about these case studies specifically, these are all clients who have been on HOTH or PPC managed services with us. These are campaigns were at least 3 months long. However, as we'll get to in the end, we've seen awesome results in a month, 2 months as well. So these are just examples, but we'll go into that a little bit further later. Solid SEO and PPC does take time and a good strategy needs to be in place, which is why we have dedicated campaign managers for each individual site. This makes sure that you're getting the most value out of this and the results are really worth it at the end. Trust me, guys. So case study number 1, exploding traffic in the outdoor living niche. So for the background on this, this is actually a site that we've been working with for years now. I pulled up this case study because we've been doing this consistently over time. And there's a lot of work that goes into this. So I wanted you guys to see kind of how we break this down. So we started with them in June of 2019. They were getting around 290 visitors a month to their website. So not a whole lot. We ran that audit as we discussed, and we found out what the key difference was between them and some of their competition. But they weren't sure why they weren't ranking yet, why they weren't performing, getting that foot traffic or getting those online sales. So what did we learn from this audit? Number 1, search intent. And this is so important when you're talking to your retailers. And understanding search intent is the real key here. Search intent is what the user wants to find when they search something on Google. But Google determines this. And in order to rank, you must have the right type of content. So for example, when we kind of all head out to Vegas next week and we're looking for restaurants, we're going to type in kind of restaurants near me, or it may be a certain type of restaurant. So it might be a steakhouse. Google determines what you're looking for there and is going to provide a certain type of result. What we do is make sure that your retailers have that information on their site so they can even show up in the first place. And it's amazing how many sites don't have that right type of content to match that search intent off the bat. So going into a little bit more about that search intent, as I said, it's got to match what Google is choosing. So if we look at this example and we look at search engine optimization, we can see here that a lot of this is informational content, but it could be, and it often is, location pages for your retailers. It could also be product pages, could be category pages. Whatever the case is, we're here to make sure that they have that all important information on their site, structured in the right way. So email marketing software, another good example of this, and you can see the type of content that Google is displaying. The next stage of this is understanding links. So links really are just a link from one website to another, and Google sees a huge amount of value in these. So when we're looking at websites, we're always saying, hey, how many links do your retailers' websites have, and what do their competition have, and how can we beat them in that area? So they didn't have enough links. We needed to get more granular. We needed to look at what types of links. We needed to look at what the competition had and really break this down to a whole new level so that we can develop a better strategy for them. So we can see here, there's a huge amount of traffic value if they're able to get in these top positions. That's ROI in this space. If they're able to rank in those top positions, that's their return on investment versus how much they are delivering over to us. So the strategy, I'll skip over a couple of the boring details here and further analysis, but basically what we determined was the right type of content, and we started building those links. We use these products in this specific link building strategy. As I said, this is going to look different for every single site, but the key thing was that we were consistent with this as well. The results speak for themselves. A huge increase in traffic to their website, massive, in what is a very short space of time. This led to more people looking to come into their store locations. This meant they also had more of those all-important online sales too. Results overall. So as I said, massive increase in ranking, 73 times the traffic that they had previously. In total, over just this 1 year period, so this is a while back, and these guys are still working with us today, they spent 18,000 over that period. They're averaging spending 1.5 per month, but now their monthly traffic ROI is 37,000. So you can see a huge amount of return in terms of their traffic value versus what they spend every single month with us. Takeaways: match the search intent, make sure the content and keyword targets are correct, be consistent month over month, and get those high quality links in that competitive niche. So you can see here how slight tweaks to the strategy make all the difference. And what we're seeing consistently when we're auditing retailer sites is they may not have even done SEO at all in the past. So they can assume that their site's doing really well. And that's why it's really important to hop on a call with us. And worst case, we can dive through the details and give them an action plan so they can look into the best solution moving forward so they can generate more sales in their business. So another quick case study, and this is really local specific. This isn't in the furniture industry specifically, but I wanted to give you guys kind of another example of how this works in the furniture space. Once again, we've been doing this strategy for years and tweaking and adjusting this at every stage for maximum performance. So this was a window and roofing contractor in a large city. It's competitive and also very lucrative if they're able to get in those top spots. So we started with this company once again way back in June of 2020, and they were only getting 68 visitors per month. So not a lot for that kind of location and where they were based out of. They just didn't have much traffic and they didn't have the local content. So going back to that search intent that we discussed earlier, that they needed. They needed more links and they needed localized content as well. So what did we do? We tried to find some easy wins, but they didn't really have any opportunities there. We identified the terms that were going to be most important for their long-term goals in their business. And that's why we always work really closely with the business here. We're not just saying, hey, this is the best in the world of SEO. We're working in these managed campaigns with your retailers on a monthly basis. Certainly, we can have more hands-off campaigns if we need. But we're here to make sure that we're matching up this online space and all the intricacies, making it very simple for them. So they just have to pass over their business goals and we can execute a really solid strategy for them that generates results. So here's the really important thing about local, and that's why this HOTH service is so good at this. We must build out pages for each city or area that you want to rank. This is so vital for your retailers. Most of the retailer sites I audit and that we've looked at and worked with, they don't have this in place. So their opportunity to outrank their competitors or even getting Google at all when somebody types in furniture store Mesquite or furniture store St. Petersburg in Florida, where we're based right now, for example, High Point, Vegas, is so limited by that. So here's a good example in this instant. Window replacement, you can see here, they're all localized searches. They all have specific content that caters to the type of keywords that are going to provide people coming in their storefront and that all-important foot traffic. So the content and linking strategy next. We used a combination of link outreach, which is one of our products. As I said, we've got a whole suite here, so I didn't want to kind of dive into all the technicalities, but basically that's one of our linking products. We use blog content that we optimize and produce for the client. We actually can help upload that to their site as well. The same with optimized web copy content for those all-important service pages. This is all hands-off, guys. This isn't things that your retailers need to be doing. They can focus on selling furniture, and we're here to do all of this for them, get it on their website so that they can do what they do best, which is making sales in store or distributing that product out when those sales come in online. So this is a little bit in terms of the framework. I know it looks a little bit complicated, but once again, this is something that our team map out for each opportunity that we come across and for each retailer's site. So once again, the results, the important bit. Huge ROI in this space as well for what was actually a very low spend level. So some of these examples that I'll be giving you guys, you know, we have clients spending tens of thousands, but we also have some of these smaller retailers like you guys have kind of brought to us, maybe only spending $500 a month. It doesn't matter the budget. We can generate really solid results. So they're getting good returns month over month on the money that they're investing into this. They're number one for those keywords. Imagine the value that for your retailers when they say to you, hey, I'm in this location, but nobody can find me. I'm opening up this new storefront. I've spent all of this money on this new storefront, and I want to make sure that people find their way there. Well, we've already ascertained that everybody's finding that through Google, but if they're not in those top spots, nobody's going to be able to find them. It's going to be really, really tough for them, guys. So that's why these number one ranking positions, pushing up these keywords is so key. So the results, now they have over 270 visitors per month on that local basis. Their traffic value is 736 per month and continuing to climb. Their web copy spend was only $230, like as a one-off cost. So a huge amount of return from what is a very, very small outlay comparatively. Takeaways, in local, you need those pages. A lot of traffic isn't always necessary. It's about getting the right traffic. And as we've said, just being ahead of other competitors in that space, that has a huge amount of value to anybody trying to find, you know, a furniture retailer to buy their next couch from, to buy a living room set. We need to make sure that your retailers are the premier result there. So we can see how this works in a local niche. And once again, the results speak for themselves here over time. So at this point, you're probably saying, hey, well, Max, what about some, you know, furniture specific industries? What are some recent examples where you guys have been seeing awesome increases? So factory furniture outlet, basically, we've been working them for only around 4 months now, and these results were actually pulled 3 months in, by the way. And you can see the huge uptick on the top that they saw in their organic traffic to their site, and a huge increase in those organic keywords. These are all local keywords as well, by the way, guys. So these guys are based in Tinley Park, Matteson. It's near the Chicago area, and they weren't ranking at all. They'd spent all this money on a really nice website, but it wasn't delivering results for their business. So by enacting our HOTH strategy, we're able to get them showing up, being the premier result, and we're now having conversations about how we move into Chicago. Obviously a very competitive area, but they've seen the value and they're moving forward. With that, before, the traffic numbers were at that 2,460 a month, and now there are over 3,000, huge increases. And oh, by the way, they're only spending $500 a month. So not a huge spend level here, and we're still able to get great results. Those organic keyword opportunities, 477, so not a lot to begin with, now at 2,551. So a huge increase of ways that we can find that individual website. Results as well, Canales Furniture out of Texas. They've been fantastic to work with. We basically laid out an action plan and said, hey, they've got a huge amount of locations across Texas, but they weren't seeing that many, you know, feet in the door for each of these new stores coming up. So we laid out an action plan specifically focusing on some of those big terms. So that was Dallas, Fort Worth, as well as some of the specific areas that their towns and their storefronts are in within those locations. And over 2 months, guys, so this was just a 2 months result period. Before, we were at 613 visitors a month, and now we're at 1,238 a month to those locations. Organic keywords, 524 to 1,267. So now whenever they launch a new location, as they are doing very shortly here, we're enacting strategy, we're increasing the budget to support those areas as well. It's just really important to see how, whether it be a small individual location or somebody as big as Canales with lots and lots of different locations, we can really support at any end of the budget here. Now, this is a fantastic example and a huge win for us recently in terms of that online side specifically. So this is where we're looking at driving some of those online sales. Win-Win came to us and they were already trying to kind of manage PPC in-house, but they didn't really know kind of how to strategically target it, what to go after, how to get their products in front of their target market. Our campaign specialist over here on the PPC side sat down, did a complete breakdown and said, hey, You know, at this 10,000 a month budget, that's what they were spending previously. We were able to optimize the work that they were doing. So now they're spending 10,000 a month in terms of ad spend to Google, the same money they were spending before, but just getting so much better results from that. So ad clicks, they only previously got 2.59 thousand a month. Now they're at 9.8 thousand. So going back to some of those slides we talked about earlier when we're saying, hey, how do we sell a specific type of couch? How do we sell a specific type of furniture? Or your retailers are asking that question. What we were able to do is sell those specific products more regularly by getting more clicks on those products as well. Ad impressions. So this is how many people saw their ads. And this is a huge amount for what is, you know, a relatively small actual store location, but they get so much value from the work that they do online that they really heavily invest into it. 274,000 people a month were seeing their advertisements across the US. And it seems like a lot, but we were able to boost that in under 3 months to 795,000 people seeing their products. You can see at the top there, paid search became the #1 way that people were finding their website. And now we're going to start addressing that organic search side, which is some of those HOTH examples that we discussed earlier, so that we can start really blowing up their site and making sure that we've got more store visits. So I'm sure you would all like to get these results for your dealers' sites. And you'd probably like some help as well. I know a lot of the details that we went over here seemed a little bit complex. You know, I went through a couple of them pretty quick there earlier. There's a lot that goes into this analysis, but it has to be said, we're here to make this easier, not harder in terms of getting your retailer results. So we take all of the work off your plate so you can just focus on making sure that they're performing. They can focus on selling, and we handle all the heavy lifting in terms of SEO on our side. So here's the deal for you guys. This webinar special today, for your retailers, when they book a call, they're going to get 100 HOTH free credits right off the bat for booking a call with us. Within that, just let them know to include who you are as well within there. We have everything tracked on our side, but just for safety, if they say, hey, my marketing specialist is X, we're going to make sure that they get those free credits and they can jump on a call with me. And even if they don't end up signing up for some of our services, I'll be able to give them a tester in terms of some of our individual products of how that can help their site, and they'll be able to see that benefit there and have a clearer action plan. For you guys as well, we understand that you guys are a huge part of this, and we want to support you moving forward in terms of all of this work as well, and really appreciate all the hard work that you put in. For every 20 signups, so if you click in this link, you can hit a button, this link that we got here at the below for our Ashley landing page specifically for you guys, and you get your retailers to sign up in there. It's really quick, name, email address, and phone number, and that is it. Then you are going to get a $100 Amazon gift card for every 20 signups, no strings attached. So just to get this special deal, once again, go to this Ashley landing page that we have. I'll send this over to everybody that attended today so you can check out some further details. But equally, just go on that page, click that link, and we will get you signed up there as well. So just a little bit further to clarify, here's how it works. When you click on that, which is here on the Ashley landing page, get started today, that's going to take you to that sign up page. But as you see here on the right as well, we've also got a schedule a call button, and that's going to take you directly to my calendar so you can book in some time. If you think you've got some retailers that might be interested and you want more information or a specific audit for them, you can jump on a call with me, invite them into it, and I'll be happy to go over the details. Once you click on that book a call link, it's going to take you to my specific calendar as well, which will be welcome to bookmark and save for any time. As I said, guys, I'm here to take the hard work off of your plate. So you just have to make that initial introduction, and I'll do all of the technical SEO analysis, audit, and make sure we've got a clear action plan for them. From there, it's as simple as picking a time and a date, whatever works for you. As I said, you know, if there's not availability in there, which I've got a very open calendar on these days as well, specifically for you guys, so you can pick what works best. Send me an email. I'll be sure to be as flexible as needed so that we can get on a call. Even if you're just popping into the retailer's location, and you've got a couple minutes, I'll make sure that I'm available so we can all hop on a call and discuss the best opportunities for them. Lastly, thank you so much for joining us. Once again, that special offer link is here. My name, once again, is Max Bomer 80. I've included my email there, but I will send all the details to you guys following this as well. Excited to see those of you that are attending in Vegas next week. We can go over more detailers. Feel free to bring your retailers over to the booth as well. I'll be happy to run some live audits, really dive into the details there. But without further ado, I know there's probably been some questions in the chat. Bobby, I'll let you jump in here and we can dive into a little bit of a quick Q&A here.
Hey, Max. Great job. Yeah, I'm looking at the chat here. I don't actually see many questions coming through, but I'd love to, I know you already kind of talked about stopping by the booth. Do you have any information on where the booth is located at the show next week for them to come find us?
Yeah, 100%. So as you guys go into Ashley Furniture, we're going to be there right in the Ashley Furniture section next week. So you'll see us along with a bunch of other vendors as well. We'll be located there probably by the area where you guys go in to kind of finalize your sales. We're normally kind of in that section there as well. So once again, if you're in that Ashley Furniture area, we're going to be the first people that you run by at that location.
It's hard to miss us at most of these conferences. We got obnoxious
100%.
T-shirts with a big red monster and $2 bills we're giving out and all sorts of fun swag. So come find us and say hi.
Yeah, 100%. We're going to have some hats and some great merch for you guys as well. And also for you guys that are interested in hot sauce, we have our own brand of hot sauce here called HOTH sauce. A little bit too spicy for me, but for those of you guys that are brave enough, I'll be happy to give you a bottle.
Well, great. Well, sounds good. Well, thank you, Max. I'll let you close it out from here.
Awesome. Thank you, Bobby. Appreciate you guys joining in today. And once again, any questions, don't hesitate to reach out, send over an email or book a call with me, and I'll be happy to dive into the details for your specific retailers. Thanks again, guys. Have a good one. All the best.